So one of the most important things you can do in your business is track your numbers. And in this video, go ahead and break down the numbers that we track per state. You can do this if you're local per county, or if you're doing nationwide, you can do all sorts of different things. But in this case, I'm just going to break down an example sub account for numbers tracked and what do they mean, and maybe what and how they can help you in your business. So the first one is outbound calls made. The target should be anywhere between 85 to 100 outbound calls per agent. We find that if you do get those done, per agent, there's about 22 working days per month. Every agent should be targeting around 2,200 calls per month is kind of like the target. And so if you consistently have that amount of output, assuming you have enough leads, that should help you out. Okay. The second one is talk time. We want to be anywhere between 2 to 3 hours talk time. If your KPI on the talk time is kind of low, below that, it may be that you're either overqualifying or just jumping to price with sellers, and you're not really going through the entire sales process. Now, obviously, there's 100 different ways to close deals, but typically, if you're just jumping to price or rushing the conversation, that doesn't really help a lot with conversions. Okay. The other piece is getting rejected offers, right? You got to be used to getting the no and then going for a counter offer. You may see folks out there in YouTube that get a lead in and the seller says, I'll take 190. And they say, even in closing, I don't know. It's not necessarily the most complex sales process, but it's definitely not the simplest one. And if you're not generating enough offers to get rejected and then encounter, you're missing out in a lot of deals that could potentially close. The other piece is actually what you project in terms of closing and what actually has closed. We find that in real estate, especially on the wholesale space, there is a lot of contract fall through because of title issues, because they did not describe the property condition adequately. And it just happens. And a lot of sellers don't even know the condition of their house, or they just say the typical, oh, it's just paint and carpet, when in reality, it's a lot more than that. So you have to budget almost double of what you want to get done and actually end up closing. And then one of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of times is not tracking what we call net gross income. You may have seen people, put all these flashy high numbers up, but are they tracking cost per closed deal? And how is that eating up into their revenue? So I hope this was useful. This is kind of the main targets that we track here. The other piece, which is huge, and we've actually implemented an AI agent for outbound calls, is calling sellers within 5 minutes. If you're not calling sellers within 5 minutes, you're missing out because they're filling out all sorts of forms. If you have closers or people closing for you, it would be wise to implement an AI solution that tries to get a hold of those sellers ASAP, get them booked an appointment. Because if you can at least get them their attention and grab them while the iron's hot, strike while the iron's hot, that's just going to increase your likelihood of them not filling out other forms. So in a competitive landscape, such as real estate wholesaling, talking with those sellers within 5 minutes is super huge. Obviously, we track appointments, we track offers rejected. We want to see those offers rejected go up, revenue, stuff like that. So if you're interested in implementing these same type of systems, we're opening up our REI Profits Fast Track 2.0. It's AI driven, completely with automations, guaranteed inbound leads, especially good for those that are marketing above $5,000 a month. It could help a lot. So you can take a look at the links below and see if it may be a fit.